Welcome to Country Homes and Interiors Entertaining Special. I'm Sarah Bird and I'd like to introduce how to make a fabulous table decoration with roses, anemones and seasonal foliage.
I'm going to use an Oasis ring, which is 12 inches, and you know the lovely candles that you would have smelt. With Oasis, basically, don't over soak it, don't leave it in too long, because if you do, it takes in too much water, and then what happens is it disintegrates when you start pushing big stems in. So as soon as the air bubbles have gone, take it out. The first thing we would do is green it up, and the foliages I'm using for this are mixed, and I think it's nice to use lots and lots of different foliages. That's very Kenneth Turner. When you put your foliage in, strip the lower parts like that, because obviously you don't want to take up too much room, and keep the foliage spiralling in the same direction, and that gives it what we would call rhythm in floristry. So that's basically it. Don't overfill it, because if you do, you won't get your focal flowers in. And then this rose I'm using as my focal point. So put your focal point in next, because that's going to take up the most room. And this rose is called Marushka. Take these storm petals off. These are called the guard petals or the storm petals, and they do exactly what they say. They guard the rest of the rose, but they're a bit untidy, and so I tend to take them off and then just cut it down to the length you require. Put the roses in the same direction as the foliage. And then the other flower I've used in this is white anemone, and I think they're a sort of very humble flower, much maligned and undeservedly so. You know, I think that they're underrated as flowers, anemones. So this is my little trick. Obviously this is a soft-stemmed flower, and it's not going to go into this Oasis without breaking. So with my very sophisticated stick, has anyone seen this before? You make a hole. You make a hole, leave the stick there so you can see it, and then cut the anemone to length, and then just put it into that hole that you've made. If I wanted a silver effect, I would use those eucalyptus pods, which are lovely. Textures are really important in floristry, you know, so this has got a different texture, a different look entirely. It's quite sort of nutty, and it's got a curve on it, so I would put this in to give it that added something. To give this a bit of sort of rhythm, I might put some ivy trails on. Poke one end in, poke the other end in, and then you get this kind of woody stem loop effect, which is really nice. Okay, so that's the Christmas table design there.